No, there it is.
Okay.
There we go.
What were we talking about? Oh yeah, how much that guy hated the other guy.
That motherfucker.
It was pretty weird.
Good times.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I enjoy it. I mean, I like being fascinated. You know what I mean? So like, I don't enjoy people's meltdowns, but on some level, it is kind of fascinating. I don't know if that's good or
Yes,
bad.
yes, yes.
I wasn't
Should I
expecting to
put
hear that.
What?
Fascinated by meltdowns, or what was it?
Well, just like because everybody's been there. Like maybe,
Hmm.
maybe it hadn't happened to you since you were 13 and like,
Hmm.
like or an adolescent, but everybody's been there where you had a meltdown and like, you know, you were angry, beyond reason.
Ask Fukushima, bro. They were there. No, it's fine. I don't know what that means. All right. Go ahead and start recording. Oh, wait, no, not yet. Actually, let me look at my phone. I know I was forgetting something. Mm,
Oh yeah, let me get the we got some
this
good
thing?
topics.
all right. Go ahead and start recording the audio, senor.
All right.
Three, two, one. Let us go.
Good evening, Endless Runners. Welcome back. Or no, what is it? I don't even know what I'm saying. Start over. Good evening, Endless Runners. Welcome back for episode 194, is what you said, of
Yes.
your Endless Runners podcast. My name is Chris, and I'm one of your hosts for this evening. I'm joined by our other hosts. I'm joined by the Soggy Mom living in a Crunchy Mom's world. Quana, how you doing?
Good.
Has your
Excited to be here.
sogginess started to like, because that means like, the Crunchy Mom world, it's like everything's like all natural, like non-GMO granola, and like, driving to work in your corn-fed corn oil, like used vegetable oil vehicles.
Yeah.
But so you're kind of in that area, but not quite because you get like 4 miles
Driver
to the
Ram.
gallon.
Yeah.
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 Uh, carry a fully automatic machine gun on your person at all times. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have told everybody that, but
I think
but
it's
yeah,
better that you
have you
do.
started to like infect, if you will, the crunchy moms and like bring them on to the soggy mom side to like that it's okay to drive a gas powered vehicle and like
I think they're already there. I think that the triad moms or the trad moms,
oh yeah.
I think they're already there. They're like
Oh,
F it all. They're mean.
so the you're
Yeah.
saying the trad moms are like former crunchy moms, maybe?
I think
Is there
so.
a
I think they've
connection?
gone
That's
to, yeah, they're
once
loving
again
men, they're loving Jesus, they're loving all of it. The
fascinating.
toxic masculinity. They want him to build him a garden and
They
a
want more
chicken coop.
toxic.
They're wearing sundresses. Yeah,
Yes, that's what I'm here for.
I'm gonna
those
start selling.
sundresses
I'm
are,
gonna get on Amazon and start selling toxic masculinity detector, like litmus strips. You know what I mean? And it's like
yeah,
this is not your. It's not toxic enough.
you'd be better served selling sundresses. I'm telling you right now. It's on. Yeah.
But yeah, that okay. That's fascinating because like the yeah, like I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. It just does seem like a grift. Not to overuse that statement, but it does seem like a,
Sure.
or
No, the
at
grift is
least the
the
online
opposite.
part.
The grift is like women literally for time and millennium had men going to work and they bringing home the food
Yeah,
and they just
yeah,
stayed home and took care of the kids. And then the government was like,
yeah. Okay, yeah. Good point.
We can't
pump the
keep this
Good
up.
brakes.
point. Yeah, I'm talking about like the online, like as far as my feed, the TikTokers that you see are just like very, I don't know. Well, yeah, they're all like playing a game, right?
Yeah.
They're all like baking cakes with their cleavage
Are you
out.
talking about the girl that like makes like cereal. She's like an Instagram model or something like that, or maybe a real model.
I don't know.
But
There's a bunch
she
of
like
them. Yeah.
Nora something. She speaks real softly. Yeah.
I don't know about that one.
Super in her feminine energy.
I see women
Yeah.
like super hot women and like with like aprons on, but like showing a ton of cleavage, like baking cakes.
Mhm.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. That doesn't seem real, but
Yeah.
obviously it's getting a lot of followers and clicks and views, whatever. And like,
Yeah. I should do like the real deal, like the sandwich making bullshit
yeah,
day to
like when you're
day life that
cursing, the
this one is dealing.
cigarette hanging out of your mouth, a clove cigarette hanging out of your mouth, you're cursing the whole
It,
time. Like,
it's a joint and I'm mad about it. Sometimes I'm drinking champagne. Who cares? It's fucking 9 a.m. Yeah.
it's like this
Just
today
kidding.
I started drinking champagne, so there's gonna be 2 slices of cheese on this sandwich. You
And
know, like,
My
it
husband
may not be
tomorrow,
the
like,
same.
today I'm a little hungover. One slice of cheese on this sandwich.
you forgot the mustard.
Right? What kind of animal are you eating a
Yeah.
dry ass sandwich?
It's like,
Fuck, dude.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
My husband
Meanwhile,
is very
every day
patient, and
he's at,
obviously,
he opens his lunch every day at work. Like, what did I do? Like, oh, I
yeah.
guess I was good yesterday, and like today, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
only one slice of
Oh.
cheese. Oh shit! Get some flowers on the
Right.
way home.
Yeah,
Right?
right. Sure.
The smokable
Yeah, keep
kind.
it real. That's what you should. You should start a keep it real trad wife,
I
whatever.
should. I should.
Is that what they trad wife,
Yeah.
trad con? I've heard that
Yeah.
phrase too.
They don't
Yeah.
like it. They don't like it. And I think that, it's a weird state to be in.
What don't they like about it? That they're being labeled, or
No.
is it the trad?
I
Oh,
think that other women that are going to work every day and are exhausted hate the idea of that life,
mhm.
where your
Well,
husband's basically your job.
I've said it
For
before.
it's 24 hours a day. It's not
I've said it before.
easier.
I feel for people. I feel for women. I also feel for men, and not as
Totally.
much because that's, kind of gay, but like I feel for women because it's got to be confusing because half the universe is like, you better go to college and get a master's degree and ain't no man gonna like go fuck that, like you gotta be independent.
Yeah.
You are 100% fine on your own.
Yeah.
And if you ever do feel like the inkling for children, you can just get like IVF and like get a donor or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Save your eggs, work till you're 40, then have the baby. Yeah.
and then the other half of the universe is just like the opposite.
Yeah.
And then I guess there's a bunch in the middle that are just like confused as fuck and like
Like, where do I land on this?
taking out college loans and then like wanting them to be paid off. And then it's just like, I feel for women that because it's got to be very confusing. And then like
I think it
a
is
little
for
bit,
sure.
a little bit for guys too, because the universe is also sending guys mixed messages about, being sensitive and being, like just doing everything just like kind of giving up your biology and like relying on technology for everything.
Yeah.
We were talking about that in the happy hour, like even like not even writing your own emails anymore, not even talking like yourself when you write. You're just letting AI
Right.
correct your grammar.
Right.
You're not even a fucking real
Correct.
person anymore.
Yeah.
So and it's like that's going against your nature too. So
But Manny brought up in the happy hour that Adam Carolla had said that, do you want to say it, Manny? That like it being like he regretted his life choices basically of would you have had kids again? He said no.
I
That
thought
shit
he
was
was
wild.
joking.
No,
I think he was joking.
I was watching the YouTube feed and there was no joke in the man's expression. Trust me.
Okay, well, it might have been a bad day because I mean I have those feelings for a split second every now and then.
That's what I said. I said I don't think that that's just an unusual feeling. I think that parenting's hard, and sometimes you're like, wow,
Yeah,
Mm.
but like
wow.
that's not. I guess I just did, but I wouldn't like, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, JK.
Just jokes.
Yeah.
No, like Well, yeah, I mean, I told my son today, like, you'll understand. Like, hopefully one day you'll understand why you cannot play Xbox all weekend long.
Hmm.
Yeah.
One day you'll get it. Like, you think I'm cruel, but like one day you'll understand why I'm being very cruel,
It's
Yeah.
for your own
you
good,
know,
damn it.
relative to your world. Yeah, this is very cruel what I'm doing to you, but whatever.
Yeah.
I can
They
live with that.
do. Kylie
But yeah,
said
it's very
that.
confusing. It just, I feel for people like humans in, well, in America, because there's a lot of countries in the world where they're not having these like existential crises all the time.
What do you mean? South Korea,
Crises.
Japan, they're having their
No, probably like,
population dwindling
maybe
like
not like
crazy.
for like, you got to go out, you got to go like second world countries,
China is not doing well either.
second world countries, like, which is not like a good, necessarily good place to be because you're just living at the, at the whims of first world countries. And,
Right.
but it's like, they don't really have this confusion.
Mm.
They really don't. Like, they're just like, there are people on this planet that are living in like waking up every morning in like 1940s America mentality. Like, yeah, that's still like happening at like
That's wild to me, man.
Miles.
We're 80 years separated from there, and they're still carrying on that mentality.
but not in like a, oh hey, I get to come home and beat my wife and kids every day. It's like, no, it's just like they're just like, no, I get to come home and like my wife's there, my kids are there, and like I'm gonna go out and tend to my garden and like my shop and
Yeah.
like read a story to my kids tonight. And like that's,
How toxic of you, Christopher. How dare you?
I know. Well, that's why I'm saying I'm going to sell these strips, the toxic masculinity litmus strips.
Mhm.
Do you like lay him on the dude's forehead?
I'm not
Like,
really sure. Maybe, maybe somewhere, like, say this
I
family
think
show.
forehead would be the
It's
most optimal
it's a
position.
family show, but yeah, I'm not really sure how it works. I'm just like, I'm going to patent this
Oh,
stuff.
maybe right here on the wrist where some of the
Yeah, yeah,
veins
yeah.
Could
flow.
be, could be.
Sure, sure, sure.
That'd be the break.
Do we say hi
Awesome.
to our mole? Happy Friday, mole.
And then
Uh,
man with the plan. It's producer Manny. What's going down, mole man?
Hello, you lovely awakening wonders. It is great to be here on another episode of Endless Ranters. Christopher, you went on quite a jag there. I appreciate it, Quana. Thank you for bringing it back to me. I love you for it.
I
Let's
usually
get back to the
do.
show.
I usually do. Like, there's times where I do like go on for a little bit, and then I do bring it
Oh,
back.
shit.
But
Oh, no, what came over right
you've been
now?
watching Russell Brand lately?
Oh boy.
No,
Yeah, I heard it. I heard a little Brandon in there.
That's what
Oh
he says,
man.
lovely wonders or something like that.
Did
But
you see
Oh,
what's his name on Piers Morgan?
you can listen to
Did
like
you
a
see
Formula
Kevin
One
Spacey?
podcast about race cars, and like the British host will start talking like, you lovely wonders. Like, what I'm trying to talk about, I'm listening about race cars. These British people, I tell you. Anyway, sorry, what did you say?
They have a great vernacular. Um,
oh,
Kevin
Pierce Morgan
Spacey.
and who else? Oh, no,
Kevin
not yet.
Spacey. He was
I don't
crying
know,
on there
man.
that he's gonna lose his home. He has no money. He's broke.
He's
Crying
also
and
got
broke.
he's got a new film coming out too. So I'm not really sure. I don't know. It's
Oh,
very confusing,
what? How suspect?
the world of celebrity finances.
Well, here's the thing, like the
Very
man had a
confusing.
manager over the years. He was in a lot of successful movies, tentpole movies, if you will. Uh, was he just like spending like crazy on hookers and blow? Like I don't
I got to
understand.
So
believe that
did Billy Joel.
that money's still coming in. So it's more a negotiation of like, he's got X amount of thousands of dollars coming in every month.
Right.
And, we got to make an arrangement to where, who's going to get who's going to get that. And
Oh, okay.
what houses can he keep, and what can he keep? And,
The man should
and,
downsize.
and also, but I guess he's got a lot of legal,
He
like,
was
yeah,
crying. He was physically like tears crying, literally crying.
Yeah,
yeah. I
but
mean,
Which,
if
I,
he
you,
was
I
an
if
have
I was
feelings
actor.
like,
about that.
He's an
But
actor. Don't believe him.
yeah, I don't
yeah.
really, that's the tricky part. Cause it's like, the part of the reason I want to believe him is because like he was so good in that movie, the Negotiator,
Really?
I'm House of Cards and
or House of
American
Cards,
Beauty.
like
Was
how,
it
yeah, like
American Beauty? That movie
and
was so good.
what was the other, yeah, there's a bunch,
Usual
like he's been in a
Suspects.
bunch, Usual Sauce, yeah, like
Ah, Usual Suspects.
So that's the
Yeah.
trick
He's
of
like
the
R. Kelly for
celebrity.
me. I will rewatch his movies if they play them. I'm fine with
That's the
it.
trick of celebrity though, like because
It's the white R. Kelly.
he could be totally full of shit, but I still feel, I'm just being honest, I still feel sympathy. I still feel like, well, damn,
How do you feel about
maybe he did get screwed over and now he is millions of dollars in debt for fucking lawyers.
Hmm.
yeah, that's what he said. Lawyers.
It was all bullshit. Maybe he just was kind of like living a very
Was it
libertine
though? There's been like
lifestyle.
people that died, like the accusing witness mysteriously died. Like, is he free?
Does he?
Is there no blood on his hands? Like,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Like if you're, I mean, his homes are literally up for auction. Like this is public record. So does he have that kind
Hmm.
of pull?
No, you're right.
Does he
You're
have
right.
like a
You're right.
stash of
But
diamonds somewhere
maybe he does
up his
value it.
sphincter?
I
Like,
don't know.
Maybe he
the
has a nice
character he played.
passive income of a Bitcoin. Maybe, and he
Something
has trouble.
doesn't,
I don't know.
something doesn't add up. I, my takeaway from that is that he was a, uh, rambunctious gay man
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
took liberties. And I think in that, in that culture, like taking liberties is kind of not,
It's
is a little
frowned
bit,
upon,
no, I think it's actually much more
encouraged.
accepted than if you go to
Oh,
like if you go to like a Applebee's bar, like it's
wow, dude,
definitely
what
frowned
kind
upon. It's definitely frowned upon to
of?
grope people, but it's like if
Poor
like there's,
Christopher still hasn't been to an Applebee's bar.
yeah, I'm just imagining it. I'm just going from the commercials, but I think like if you go to like, like a rainbow bar, it's like I think that the standards are a little different.
You're probably right. Yeah, still thinking about Dawson and Kevin Spacey.
But it's like he was just living like a normal, like, like, I'm not saying normal, but like partying at gay bars with gay dudes at
I'm
two,
not going to
2 in the
reserve my
morning and everybody's
judgment for
gay.
him, though.
Or I mean, sorry, everybody's drunk.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's a lot of like, this sounds like, you know, made a move, didn't go right. And now
Hmm.
someone was like, and then a lawyer showed up at some waiter's door one day and it's like, I can make you rich.
It happens.
All you got to
It
say
happens.
is like, you felt scared and there was a
Right.
power dynamic.
Yeah.
There was a
He
power
too.
dynamic imbalance. It's like, yeah, that's exact. There's a power dynamic every time like a person with money goes into a restaurant and is like being waited on by someone that needs their
That
money.
doesn't.
There's
Yeah.
a, yeah, it's like, but I don't know. But again, I say all that because like the guy was so good in so many good movies. That's the trick. That's the trick of celebrity.
It is.
And the truth is they could just be fucking monsters.
Yeah, they are. I'm done with all of them. I can't believe um they're trying to push the celebrities down our throats, like George Clooney and Julia Roberts. They're sending out the text message like, "Oh, Jimmy Kimmel, we're gonna do that. We're doing an event." Like, what?
Yeah, I think they're going to
Why
find
do
out that
people still
that's
care about celebrities? Like, what? I don't think anybody is. There was a trend
Well,
on TikTok, like block them. Because if you unfollow them, they still can get ad revenue. But if
Mhm.
you block them, like they get nothing. So block
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
I
That's
blocked
what I do on,
hashtag
so
that's
block
what I
all
do
many.
on
celebrities.
Twitter or X. I
I
just
blocked
mute
so
people.
many.
I just mute people that I want to
Don't
see because
mute
it's
them
just
though.
like,
Block them because then they
well,
don't get any ad revenue.
maybe. Yeah, I'm not
They don't get
sure.
a point for you being part of whatever that algorithm is.
I also like, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. I guess there's a formula there, but,
There is.
yeah.
Or don't, I guess. We'll just all be like Will Smith and that day after whatever that movie was where
Oh, the
it's all a mess with the dog.
oh, I can't remember the name of that movie.
I know, because
The
my
Omega
brains are
Man.
being fried.
It's the
I think
Omega
on,
Man.
yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So
Happy birthday,
it's just
Donald Trump, by the
very
way.
straight. Yeah. Happy birthday. 45
Tremendous.
and 47.
Yeah.
I wonder, man,
JT.
I'm very anxious about the next, because it's gonna get like, the closer we get to November, the more high stakes it's going to get.
Do
The
you
more
think the debate's
desperate
gonna
people are going to
happen?
get.
Now they're like, he has to be sitting down, like everybody has to be sitting down. It's like,
I
okay,
mean, the crazy
what's
thing is
next?
like, I guess 4 or maybe 8 years ago, like it wasn't normal for people to go like, I think that even 24 hours before this debate's supposed to happen, people are going to be like, is it going to happen? Like, is this really going to happen? And
Right.
it's like, that wasn't normal 8 years ago, like, or 12 years
No,
ago. It was
no,
like, of course it's going to happen. Like, there's a TV slot. It's
right,
on the TV guide
right,
being
right.
advertised, like they're running commercials for it. Of course it's going to happen. It's
Yeah.
like,
They might
I
shut
don't
down the power
know.
grid to make this shit not
Yeah.
happen. Like we might
Oh
lose
wow.
Yeah. There could be like
internet
some, yeah,
access.
like there's like, and that there's, and nowadays you think like, it's not just Joe Biden's team. It's like there's a lot of forces at work that would like to not see this happen. Or
So many.
or I still am very worried about them swapping him out for someone at the last minute.
It can't be Gavin. It's so fucked up here. Like it literally can't be Gavin. My homeowner's insurance, they're like, oh, by the way, we're leaving California, so you got to find somebody else by August. Like,
It's really going to be again like it scares me, but I'll be fascinated.
insurance is going to be, go ahead.
I would just be very interested to see how good the marketers really are because it's like, yeah, everybody in California is like, what the fuck? Or no, most people are starting to figure out what the hell, but it's like when a presidential campaign goes full bore with $1 billion to spend,
Yeah,
or hundreds of millions of dollars to spend, the marketing gets like they will convince a lot of people in, I don't know, say Raleigh, North Carolina, that Gavin Newsom is doing a really good job in California. They'll convince a lot of people just with
it's
like
so
sheer,
crazy. It's so
sheer
crazy.
like spending power. They'll convince a lot of people that actually the problem with homelessness in California is George Bush. Like
I
they'll
had
convince people. Yeah, they'll convince
the
people in New
road.
York. They'll convince people in New York City that the reason there's so many homeless people in LA that are like stabbing celebrities is because of George Bush's Republican
Yeah.
conservative evil policies
Yeah.
back
No,
in
Jerry Brown. Jerry
2008.
Brown. It's Jerry Brown's fault in California. Jerry
Yeah, they'll
Brown.
just
Jerry
like,
Brown.
Thanks,
yeah,
Obama.
yeah. Anyway,
California is
but I
so,
think that
yeah, ridiculous.
to wrap up that subject, like I think that celebrities and like actors are gonna are finding out that like that's like putting my opinions out there like that are,
Every time I get one opinion, I'm like, I'm done. I will never watch another one of your movies. I'll
yeah,
never
it's got
promote
negative.
nothing. You're
There's
done
a
to me.
negative return on that. Like now, Julia Roberts and
Done.
George Clooney, they're like they're George Clooney's a billionaire because he put
Fuck
his
them.
name on a vodka or like on
Yeah.
a
Fuck
liquor
him.
somewhere.
Yeah. I
But
saw him
like
in a
he can
boat, and
do
if you
that.
Google this,
Yeah,
he's in a boat with Obama, and there's like a little tiny Vietnamese girl in that boat. I know I say that word wrong, but like she looks terrified. And why is she on the boat? Like, what is this little tiny girl doing on this boat? The pictures are out there, and if they're not, I have them saved to my phone.
you should just put him in our group. Yeah, that's
Disgusting.
crazy. But it's like I don't. I think they're like hopefully as things maybe become a little bit like the people becomes a little bit more democratized. Like if you're a mid-level actor, that's like your livelihood depends on your next gig. Like
Yeah.
you don't really want half the country hating your guts.
You see
So,
Michael Rappaport, like he's completely done a
yeah, what a
180.
piece of
Like now
shit.
he wants to vote for Trump. Like
What a piece of shit.
fuck
Wait,
him all the
really?
way off.
He flipped sides?
He's flipped sides 3 times, because he
I
was
thought he
kind of
was riding hard for Biden, man.
he was,
He
but
was, and then he went to
before
Trump.
that, he was kind of like real, like when he would come on Ace. I don't really know him from Ace, but he was like a very
Damn, son, shit
common
just got
sense blue
real.
collar dude.
Yeah. He
Like
Yeah.
got Trump
all his
derangement bad.
yeah, all his views before that were like he was very blue collar, like working class, like miss
Yeah.
me with that shit, like that kind of
Yeah.
attitude. Like
just like a regular guy. You know what though? I
You got the
think
TDS. That's true. Yeah.
nobody knew anybody's politics until 2019. Like I had friends for 20 plus years. I had no idea who they voted for. It didn't matter to me. And I'll never forget my girlfriend sitting here. We're getting ready to watch the debate. And Bill was like, shut the fuck up. And she's like, why do you care about him? And he was like, because we're going to listen to what the fuck he has to say. Yeah. I had no idea that people, yeah, it's so divisive. Is that the right word? Ugh.
Yeah.
Anyways, everybody
Yeah, I
knows who I'm
guess
voting
hopefully
for. I'm gonna say it
the
louder.
it's like it's not really doesn't really pay off to. But I don't know, like younger generations are pretty stupid too. They're not really long-term thinkers.
Yeah,
So they're just like, I'm 20 years old and I know this world. I'm gonna just tell it like I'm gonna just speak my truth. And it's just like, well, everybody hates you now.
yeah. Trump saying that he's gonna drop the taxes on tips, so that's gotta get some feeling to
Smart.
the
It's
yeah.
smart. It's a smart thing to say. I don't know if he'll be able to do it or if he will do it or try to do it even or
Well, you think
can do
most of
it.
those people are protecting their tips anyway, so he's not really doing much, right? Are people
But
hiding their tips?
I think it's a good statement of intent, which is
Yeah,
this is a human being freely, voluntarily giving what $3,
a
$4
gift,
to
right?
another free human being, and it is immoral to try to take a piece of that. It's immoral. It goes against a free human being's natural rights.
Agreed. Agreed.
Would
So
you say,
hopefully that's how he means it, and that's kind of the energy that takes with it. Is like it's a gift. Now
Yeah.
what's next? When I give my son $3, do you want a piece of that?
Yeah.
And
The money that you've already paid taxes
how
on.
does that
Yeah.
extend? Like you wanting a piece of how does that extend? Like it eventually extends with a gun to someone's head. So
Happy Friday, y'all.
you better make sure, like, if you want a piece of it, it's like, you better make sure this is like fair and going to good use and
Yeah.
not going to pay college loans and going to pay for college students in Ukraine to like not worry about their health care.
Stop. Yeah, they're thriving over there.
Because that's what you're doing. Like we're fucking like taking out loans in our children's names. They're not even
Yeah.
working yet or paying taxes yet, but we're taking out loans in their names because we'll never
Yeah.
like people that are working now never pay it back.
Yeah.
To like make sure that young people in Ukraine still get to go to college and have full health care and not worry about anything
Yeah.
because
Well,
it's like
so many Americans
they
have,
have a weird rule there where the draft age is really high. Like they
right.
don't draft young people. Like we're taxing our children and unborn American taxpayers. We're literally taking out loans against them to make sure that some 18-year-old in Ukraine is like just living his best life, I guess. So, okay.
You see, there's
Okay.
footage. Looks great.
Okay. Because there's a thriving nightlife in Kyiv.
Yeah. 90 Day Fiance was filming over there with
Oh,
some,
it's 10 o'clock my time, Central Time US, but in Kyiv, there's like drunken 18-year-olds like,
letting them to the streets.
walking
Yeah.
home from the bars.
Safely, walking home safely. No homeless or, you
Mhm.
know, yeah, drug addicted,
Because
fentanyl
we are like you
addicted
can look it up.
zombies.
We're paying literally paying their pensions. Like as like
Yeah.
California is like struggling to pay their firemen's pensions because it's a bad deal. But like in Ukraine, like retired teachers are not worried about their pensions because we're literally just giving them money to pay the pensions of their retired workers. This is all
Crazy
true.
time
You
to be
can
alive.
fucking fact check it if you want, but
Yeah. No,
that's
that
theft.
makes you super
That's
racist,
theft, and
but yeah.
that's an attack. That's theft, and that's an attack. And at some point, people are going to be like, "This is not worth it. All the luxuries I have are not worth this thing that you're doing, where you're stealing from my children." to give to adults across the world somewhere,
We got to move to Costa Rica.
so that Raytheon can sell like more, whatever they call HIMARS or like whatever, like high tech missiles. Like if you do the math on, I don't know if you listen to some podcasts or if you ever like just look into like what we spend to fight the Houthis. It's like the fucking sand people in Star Wars. I'm sorry if that's offensive, but it's like that's what they're fighting with. They're strapping bombs to fucking $200 drones they get on Amazon. They're strapping like explosives to cheap drones, flying them in swarms over our ships and dropping them,
That's crazy.
disrupting our trade channels. And you know what our defense is?
Hmm.
I don't know, spending $1.2 million to shoot down each of these drones.
Yeah.
Like we're being drained. If I was the enemy of the United States, I would be like, this is going so great.
If you're the enemy of the United States, you'd be on our
They're
Florida
printing money to buy
coastline.
they're
They
printing
are.
money they're printing money to buy $1 million missiles to take out $200 drones. The math doesn't add up.
Like we'll bleed them
It's
dry
not.
one way or another.
The math doesn't add up. We're in big trouble.
It's
Yep.
Like if that was the math in your household, you're going to be fucking living in a van down by the river real soon.
Mm-hmm.
well, when they force us out of our homes because there's no insurance companies to insure our homes, and the mortgage companies require our homes to have insurance, but we can't get insurance because we can't afford it because it's astronomical, because the one company that stays in the state that you're in that's willing to insure you, we're
I have good
fucked.
news. I have
There's
good
Our
news.
so
money's
many-
worthless, so it doesn't matter. Our money's
You're not.
worthless.
You're not, well, you are fucked, but you're not. I have good news for you. What you have coming your way is highly subsidized, if not free, government paid for insurance.
Yeah,
Because it's like they're not, like
we are in California, so
they're not going to let you like, be evicted, because it's like,
Right.
they know they're outnumbered by people. They know this every time the LA, like a sports team wins a championship. The authorities know they're outnumbered by the mob.
Yeah.
But so the government will be like, "Hey, Gavin, you always play along with all of our bullshit." You know what I mean? Like
Right.
every time we got some kind of scam going for like, federal funding for light rails or high speed rails or,
Don't get me started. Yes.
old fashioned locomotive rails, like anything, like you're fully willing to take advantage and
I
like
am.
go to town. So it's like, uh, yeah, like how about here's a solution. Why don't we take federal money? Why don't we like tax the unborn even more, print a bunch more money, and then just subsidize homeowners insurance for all Californians?
Great
So
idea.
good news. That's the good news.
Yeah,
Bad news?
that's the good news.
Well, your grandkids
Uh.
will like, be, work, working 8-hour work weeks,
8-hour work weeks?
80-hour work weeks and being
Oh.
told they're lazy.
Yeah.
It's like work harder,
And
damn
eating
it.
It's like,
eating
oh,
crickets to survive.
Yeah, you don't want to work 80-hour work weeks? Well, good news. There's a poster right here that
cicadas.
says the war in Ukraine needs you. It's like we'll just ship you off. Yeah, it's wild.
Horrible. It's horrible. And Gavin started to wearing those aviators. It just makes me want to punch him in his cunt. Ugh, hate him. I hate him.
Oh, that's the move Joe Biden pulled in his in a meandering moment where he was like at that photo op, the parachutist on D-Day, and he's just like turned and did, as Tim Pool calls it, cornholio hands. And he just like puts his hands out like a robot, just starts walking off in another direction.
Not Cornholio.
It really is.
Bro, so bad. It's so bad. Did you see him at the Juneteenth fucking celebration where there was that dude that has full male facial hair, long werewolf head of hair, and he's wearing like a floor length sequin dress. Like
Oh, is that that
V-neck,
guy?
deep V, floor length sequin dress.
Oh, is that famous or somewhat
Yeah.
famous like B-list celebrity that's like he was like one of the first cross dressers? Like
It's
he was there.
unbelievable. They
Yeah,
were
like
him and
so
Kamala were doing like they were doing like something like some songs like when you love the
Billy
Lord or if
something.
you're in church. Yeah.
Billy
They were
something.
doing this and this. But like if you're loving the Lord, like you're raising your like they were like it was
Yeah.
so weird. And Joe
Kamala
was like,
Harris. I'll know that. I mean, I've been to a lot of Christmas parties and stuff, so I know. I speak with authority. Kamala Harris dances like an office worker who is a ho. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's just like that's all. I'm not even trying to explain it, but when next time you see it, you'll be like, yeah, you're
Are there
right.
studies to back this claim up, Christopher?
Yes, in my
Okay.
head,
totally
right here,
million%.
right here,
Okay. Wait, do they dance that badly to throw
right here, and right here.
or why? Oh,
Just like a subtle, it's
I
like a
can't make the
subtle.
correlation, is what I'm saying.
She's like, it's a subtle vibe she's putting out.
Okay.
Spitting it out, yeah.
Mhm.
No,
She's like, hey,
we
look, I'm awkward, I'm
understand.
kooky,
And
I'm
her white husband's sitting there, like standing there next to him, and he's like doing his like stiff dance. Like, how many
Yeah.
fucking drinks has she had? Oh my god, this could be one of those nights
Yeah.
again. Oh shit. Oh, this is what is that? The seventh fucking highball. Oh, this could be one of those nights. And then they got like a cross dresser one row down.
One of those.
And then what and anyway, Biden was like out of it and acting very inappropriate at a celebration, but it's like I don't even care because next to him was George Floyd's like brother or some fucking, something like that. George Floyd.
He was so big. He was like the most massive man I've ever seen in my life.
The,
He like put his arm around.
it's like what in the world is George Floyd like the uncle or what? I don't even know how he's related, but like
Yeah.
if he's only like one blood like line off, like what? Like you let your uncle be a fucking drug addict in the street, man, and like commit crimes, and now you're rich, and you're standing next to the president of the United States
In Beyonce's backyard. That was Beyonce's Juneteenth party, FYI. Was that lost in
Perfect.
the mix?
It
Just
was.
another like heaping of celebrity manure on the fucking shit pile.
I just can't. I don't care about any of them. Like I'm
Why?
over it.
Like
Uh
that's such a crazy thing that like this George Floyd guy got whacked out of his mind on every drug there is known to man,
Right.
they're
including
erecting
like
statues of him, like
he's
city
probably on
after
like
city.
they didn't test for it, but I bet you he was probably on like tiger penis that you get in like the Chinese herbal shops. Like, because this guy was committed to drugs, committed to a life of drugs. You know what I mean? Committed.
I was not prepared for
But anyway,
Same.
sorry. It's like, I try to be honest about like drugs, like caffeine, drugs, tiger penis, drugs, heroin. Like it's all drugs. All drugs. Tea, black tea, green tea, all drugs. Uh,
Oh my
but anyway, and now his
God.
like nephew or uncle, who is gigantic,
Hmm.
Yeah.
is standing next to the president at Beyonce's party because he's a millionaire. Because Minnesota or Minneapolis made him or whatever, wherever the hell that happened, made him a millionaire. Man, that's wild.
What
We're living
the
in the hunger. We're
actual
living in the Hunger Games. We're living in like the Hunger Games times
divergence? Yeah.
1984 times
With the
times
sex.
those. Every what do they call them? Like the post-apocalyptic, just whatever dystopian movie.
I Am
Dystopian.
Legend. Yeah.
We've just combined them all. We've combined them all into one. We got Joe
Well, it's
Biden.
because Hollywood is run by the fucking CIA. It's all little tiny psyops to have your brain think, "Oh, that's normal. I saw it in a
Oh,
movie."
okay.
Fuck off.
I was thinking about this today.
Jesus.
Again, let me bring the good news to you all.
Please, Christopher. Been waiting.
I might need another drink.
But seriously, I think that you got to think about this.
Hmm.
Let me hear me out. Like with everything going on, like the president of the United States, Joe Biden,
Yeah.
is a pants shitting brain dementia, brain riddled man who can barely stand up.
We never went into the
He can't
D-Day fucking
remember.
slide-in Bidens.
Oh, we'll get into that, but like but like all that stuff, like like the shemata or shemata, like just he can't say words. Like
Are
he
you
just
right
like
there, Christopher? What just happened?
I did a Biden, but
Okay.
like no, these are like I'm quoting I'm literally quoting Schneider. I'm literally quoting the president of the United States, the leader of the free world, the commander in chief of the most powerful military force on earth.
It's why Russia has nuclear
And
ships in Florida.
but
That no one
we're okay.
cares.
But like
We're not.
but no one's
We're
attacking
not
us though.
okay.
No, but no one's attacking. But no one's attacked us yet. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
it's
like,
all
because like
just
I kind of like, and I come to this thought because it's like my first thought was like, why isn't everybody attacking us? Like, or maybe they are, but it's like no one's made a no serious power player. I mean, you got the
another
Houthis and the
Tyson
whatever, but
chicken
it's like
plant burnt to the ground. So I mean, that
none of
seems like it's going to be an attack at some point.
but none of the world power players are making a major move on us, even though the president of the United States is fucking gone.
Yeah.
He's gone.
He
Like if they
literally
don't, if
shit
they
his
don't,
pants in front of all those old D-Day veterans. The fuck?
he's
The
gone.
one guy was like mouth like open.
There's a
Like, did I just
video.
witness what I witnessed?
There's a video. Maybe we can show it, but I don't want to get carried away with that, getting into like breaking the Strava videos. But it's like there's a video of him at one of these celebrations where a senator shakes his hand first because he's the president, and then the senator shakes three other people's hands. And by the time the senator
Yeah.
shakes the third person's hand, Biden sticks his hand back out.
10 seconds. Not even
Not
10
even that.
seconds.
No, we're talking like 2.5 seconds in a 2.5
Yeah.
second time span. He forgot that he already shook his hand because he's the president, and protocol is that the senator would shake the president's hand first on the stage. He forgot. So either yeah, he's gone.
Gone.
He's gone, or
Gone.
I was thinking when you do that, because everybody's done that weird thing, like that weird social awkward, like weird, like,
Hello,
oh, I
who are you
should,
talking to?
huh? But like everybody's been on a call or like in a conversation where you ask someone like, how you doing, man? And they're like, fine, good. And you're just like, and then they're like, how you doing? I'm like, I'm good too. And then you ask them, how you doing again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like,
Yeah.
but it's like because you're
Awkward.
yeah, because you're
Yeah.
16 and you're nervous. So
No, I can think of 10 incidences off the top of
But
my
it's
head
like-
in the
or-
past 2 years.
or yeah, but it's like
Yeah.
because you're like in that weird self-conscious
Yeah.
whatever.
Sure.
But it's like, oh, so
You're not the president of the United fucking States of America.
yeah. So it's like I think we need someone that's not really like feeling awkward in social situations. Like
Oh
Just a
man.
little bit. Just
we
a
need
little bit.
we need a president that's like, oh, do my shoes look okay? Oh my god, my pants cuffs are not right. Oh,
Oh my God.
like should I put my
yeah.
hand? Or should we shake hands? Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like no, but the real answer is like he's just gone. Like just
It's so sad. I don't even like really joking because I didn't like
yeah, it's not cool. Like to
all
make
of the
fun of old
bad talk
people.
about Donald Trump because I just feel like you shouldn't talk bad about the sitting president of the United States
It's
ever.
really yeah.
But yeah, I just feel bad. I'm mostly mad at Jill Biden. I feel like as his wife, it's her duty for the love that she has of her husband, you would hope, that you say, listen, this is no longer working. Like we're done. I don't care, Obama. Like, listen, sit down, Barack. Like we're leaving. We're
I
exiting
reduce
this
it down.
building.
I reduce it down to like a primal thing where it's like, okay, now you're threatening my children because
Yeah.
if this continues, my son's going to be 18, maybe he wants to pursue a military career, right? But I don't want to talk him out of it because like we got piece of shit, traitor commies running our government and running our military,
Oh yeah.
or I don't want him
Yeah,
getting
it's
drafted.
completely. Yeah.
Because Biden decided to keep escalating things in Ukraine and other
Yeah.
whatever former Eastern Bloc countries, and because it was profitable because it was profitable or because it was like,
Yeah.
you know,
Bill's
short-term
son
good.
went
So it's
into the
like,
army
yeah,
16
so
years ago. It's a different army now. I wouldn't encourage that for my
yeah,
children.
or my kids just want to be accountants or something and they just want to be able to like not they don't want egg prices to fluctuate. They just want to live a
Drastically.
I mean, I just want my kids to live a stable, consistent, safe, secure life where their lives are, you know, generally predictable.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like so anyway, like yeah, the Bidens of the world, they threaten that. They threaten my children on many levels. So I have no problem being mean and mocking them and just being nasty. Fuck it. I don't care.
Yeah. I don't care anymore either. And if you don't like me because of it, then say la vie.
Before that, I
People have
felt
liked
like a
me for a
sense
lot
of, I did feel like a
less.
higher sense of decorum before that, but now I'm just like, no, okay. I got a lot of skin in this game.
Yeah, you
And
really do.
yeah.
Really do. You're fighting for your kids' future, really,
And like I
honestly.
said earlier on, like, and it even if everything just stays the same and there's no like physical threat, you keep borrowing money. We keep borrowing and printing money like that,
Yeah.
working like the people that are 18 and above now or 16
Yeah.
and above now that are actually paying taxes, like income taxes, like we're
Yeah.
like they're never going to be able to pay off like what we're spending in Ukraine or Israel or everywhere.
Right.
Like, they're never.
No, the war is silent. It's already happening. It's just silent. It's our food prices, it's the gas prices, it's what's happening to our schools. It's all of the little things, all of the little microaggressions on just having the
There's
American dream or the American life or whatever.
there's probably some genius human somewhere or AI that can probably calculate what a current 7-year-old, like when that 7-year-old is 25 and let's say they're making 100 grand a year and
Right.
paying 35K in taxes,
Mm.
how much of that 35K is actually going to pay this to service the debt that we're racking up in Ukraine
Yeah.
or to
Today.
like feed everybody, like to just or to like buy vaccines for Africa. Like I guess we just paid for everybody's vaccines a couple years ago too. It's like that would be great if we had the money. Wouldn't it be great
Right.
if we just were like
Sure.
stockpiling our cash and our tax dollars and
Not
being
happening.
smart with it so that when there's a pandemic, we can just be like, hey, we got billions of dollars that we can just buy a bunch
It,
of
Yeah.
vaccines. Like, no,
it's all invested in Bitcoin and NFTs.
they're just like, no, we don't need that world. We need a world where we just have a massive credit card that's
Yeah.
unlimited, like a printing press.
In comes the Fed.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it would be great. I mean, I would love for us to be able to just help everybody.
In a perfect world.
But it's like, well, how do you help your neighbor? You don't really help your neighbor by like going into debt to like fix their, you know, like to like buy them a new roof. Like,
And it's like, how much money do they need? Like, why are they fucking us so hard? It's so weird. It's just
I
all
think
so
because I
weird.
think it's our fault because like
They're laundering money, man.
there's
That's what
too
it
many
is.
there's
Yeah.
too many Americans that are fine being tax cattle.
Yeah.
There are too many Americans that are fine being tax cattle.
Yeah. Yeah. Weird.
Well,
Ugh,
that's
well,
because
happy
All
if you
right.
don't
Friday,
pay.
anyways.
What are some funny topics?
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
to take it back to the former president, he was telling Joe, "Don't worry, I'll get your son out of jail."
Uh,
I love that he never stops trolling. I love it so much. I
yeah,
love
I
it
love it
so
because they were
much.
they were like, what we're gonna do is
Terrific.
we're gonna convict him of a crime so we can call him a convicted felon, and then
Yeah.
we're gonna like do a sham trial where we convict Hunter Biden on and like give him a slap on the wrist, and then to say how Joe Biden is like so pure and like won't help his own son, like in a fight
Yeah.
against the legal system, and it's like, oh God, what a scam,
What a scam.
what a scam.
It's all brilliant. It's all brilliant. Brilliant. Sorry, I'm gonna stop, man.
No,
No,
I
it's
love a
just a
Donald
weird
Trump
time to be
impression.
alive. I do
I know.
too.
China.
China.
I mean, I haven't typed China I haven't typed the word China
Uh-huh.
Why would you?
correctly in, I don't know, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years.
Yeah.
Always spell it with a Y. Always
Right.
capitalize
That
the
Asian way.
CHY has got to be
Yeah.
capitalized with a dash,
Yeah.
CHY.
lowercase
Yeah.
NA.
Yeah. Only one way to spell it.
I mean, I think on Trump's second term, he should change that on the map. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when you go to Target and you want to buy a globe for your kid, when you
Uh-huh.
like scroll around and you hit that big country, it's like capital CHY dash
You know what?
lowercase
They're
NA.
changing history all day, every day.
Oh,
May
they
as
do it
well
to us
start
too.
there. Yeah,
Like
for
if you
sure.
ever like get into what Chinese news media tells their citizens about us,
Yeah.
it's like
I kind of want to see those broadcasts, to be honest with you. I'm very curious.
it's incredible. It's like they paint us in the worst brush possible, and nowadays I'm just like fair,
We earned that.
fair.
I don't blame them.
Like I
Oh
don't feel
my
good about it,
gosh.
but it's like
Yeah,
try to be
I see
honest.
it.
You know,
Yeah,
try to be honest with
yeah, yeah. It's like the caricature. You can kind of see your
because
flaws.
I mean they hit the trans stuff a lot.
Yeah.
Like they can't even decide whether they're boys or girls. Like they're like chopping, like chopping body parts off, and that kind of like that
Have you
stuff
seen
sells. That stuff
have you
sells.
seen the China kindergartens where they're like cooking and walking and playing basketball and doing drills in
I have
between
seen
your
those
legs? Like
videos.
it's
I've seen those
wild.
videos. Well, uh, I'll let myself be impressed by that. Even if those videos are fake and they just like super train
Fake.
100 toddlers. No, I don't put it past China to like
How
put
do
a
you train
hundred.
100 toddlers, first of all?
I'm like
You had
the
two at
same
one
thing.
point.
The same thing. The same thing I'll say about how they built the pyramids. When you don't give a fuck about human rights or any other human, like you can do amazing things. Like when you literally don't consider other humans to be humans, like
You're
you
right.
can like you can build
Yeah,
pyramids. Like you can do.
So what
sure.
you mean is you got to other your children in order to raise
Well,
them.
I don't.
Got you.
I'm saying that like maybe in China, like that is actually what their schools are like.
Uh-huh.
Or maybe in China, they go so hard that they're like, we're going to take 100 toddlers. Like they got orphans over there. They got orphans just like we do. Like they'll just take
Yeah,
100
true.
orphans and put them in like a crazy cooking, like, and like we're gonna like have like we're gonna hire the meanest people,
Hmm.
like the meanest
Yeah,
adults, because they
sure.
monitor their people very closely, so they know who the
Yeah.
meanest people are. Like if your social
Uh,
credit score is a 0 because you're just a fucking malcontent, they're just
mean.
like, we're gonna hire that person to run the toddler cooking camp where we just like train and like and if some I'm telling you, like Americans are we're very naive to like in other parts of the world there's no like freedom is like
It's scarce.
it's a joke. Like this whole concept of your rights are from God,
Hmm.
Yeah, it's an
and
illusion.
we put it in, well, no, we put it on paper at least at some point, and it's, we're
Right.
having a hard time keeping up to it, but we put it on paper at one point that these rights aren't granted to you by anybody here. These rights are granted to you by some greater higher power,
Right.
and we're declaring
Which
that
they're
like no
constantly telling
man
us doesn't exist.
in China, they're just like
Yeah.
laughs in Szechuan, laughs in General Cho's chicken. Uh, that's funny. We decide like, no,
Yeah.
no, no. There's like 100 men that get together every year and sip the finest Western cognac, and we decide what freedom of speech, like what freedom is like,
Yeah.
and we'll change it every week if we want to. There's other parts of the world that like, that's their reality. Like that's their, I don't know if reality is like a big enough word. That's their like, maybe it is, but that's like, that's in their DNA. Like in our
Mhm.
DNA, it's like we have this freedom, like crazy freedom concept. And I
You
guess
could,
it's probably sprouted up at other times in the world, in the history of humankind. It's probably sprouted up at other times, maybe in smaller
Mhm.
doses, but then it eventually like we fucking, like find a way to destroy it. Because at some point we say like there is no God, and our scientists work really hard to prove it.
I, I rebuke that in the
Right.
name of Jesus. You're saying, speak for
You're damn
yourself,
right.
buddy.
Right. Yeah. They're well, on paper, on the marketing campaigns, they will. And they're trying, because then it's like, well, these rights, these rights you
Yeah,
talk about that were
exactly.
how can they be
bestowed upon,
endowed?
they're going to get
Yeah.
real sing song. These rights that are bestowed upon you,
Yeah.
they're bestowed upon you by the Sky Fairy, like, and it's
Yeah.
like,
Sky Daddy.
yeah, I just kicked you in the sternum. But anyway, it's like, they're like, they're trivial, and they're really like, no, no, we can tell you what freedom of speech is now. And we can start telling you what a man is and a woman is, and like what you're allowed to say. We can start doing it. We can start getting into some front hole bullshit.
I'm sorry, what?
Front hole. And I'm not saying it in like shut your front hole or anything like that. Although some people tell the ladies like keep your front hole shut.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what the Baptists tell the young ladies. Keep your front hole shut.
It almost sounds so crass and crude
Yeah.
when you hear it. It's
It's
like, hey,
weird. No, but there's some kind of clinic. There's some major like
some front hole
medic.
clinic.
There's some major medical association in Canada
Oh, okay.
that like has started using that term for vagina, or no, cervix.
Oh my
No.
God. Stop. No, man.
It's awesome. I'm really starting to appreciate Canada and feel less racist against them, because they are like the canary in the coal mine for
Yeah.
us. Like they're going
Yeah.
they're going nuts. They're going nuts up
Yeah.
there.
They're like,
Going
oh,
nuts.
you want to die? Let us help you.
We could accommodate
Oh,
that.
you're too fat. Let us
We
kill
could
you.
accommodate
Oh, you're
that.
sad.
We could
We'll kill
accommodate
you.
that.
No, I'm here because my car registration didn't go through. That like, would you like to die?
That too. That too. Line up.
That's
Let's go.
incredible. Like if there's a glitch in there, like DMV,
Yeah.
and the DMV is just like, why don't you kill yourself? Oh, your registration tag got lost in the mail?
Why don't you kill yourself?
No problem. We're
Time
going
to
to send you
go.
some suicide pills.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm just saying, like and I got a ticket for $300, and now I can't pay my rent. It's like,
Might as
just
well
die.
kill yourself.
Just die already.
Jesus.
I really appreciate that. I'm not kidding. I really appreciate them, because
No, it's good.
they've gone like,
Oh, yeah. They take the way we treat our indigenous to the next level. They're
and
like,
but
look,
also not in like an angry, crazy way. You know what I mean? With like a bunch of freaks and stuff.
very
They're just like,
polite.
yeah, they're like, yeah, they're being very polite about it.
Yeah. Very-
And
Almost
they're like
too
wearing,
polite
and they're
about
like
it.
all wearing weird like pantsuits and stuff like that.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
As they like some woman in like a pantsuit that looks like it costs like a lot of money showing up like with suicide pills. Like, why don't you just kill
Yeah.
yourself now?
Sure. Why not? Well, McDonald's has to feed people somehow, so maybe.
Thanks, Canada. South Park had it all wrong.
Uh,
They did.
I
Yeah,
think
South Park had it all wrong. Like they're really showing us how bad it can get. But I don't know. We might just adopt it though.
Will we?
why not?
I
Hard
think
to say.
probably will. I don't know.
As hard as Bill Maher is like screaming that Trump won't leave if he gets elected again, he'll never leave the White House. He'll never, like, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
Mm.
But it almost makes me think like maybe he's like hearing something that like maybe Biden won't leave the White House, which I know it seems like he's going to leave in a hearse,
Mhm.
but you know what I
I think
mean?
they're projecting. I think it's a projection, because I think they realize they're capable of anything, because they
Yeah.
realize that they are capable of like switching out Biden for Newsom and just like they'll go from like praising this man as like,
I
you
can't.
know,
Yeah.
this great, wise figure to chucking him in a nursing home and swapping him out for,
The
I don't know,
slitheriest
whoever checks
snake.
most boxes.
God.
They know that they're capable of that. And that's just, in my opinion, that's kind of the way things have gone. Democrats are capable of a
Yeah.
lot of that kind of stuff, and Republicans
it's
lose
projection.
because they're not capable.
Mhm.
Republicans always lose because they're not capable of like playing dirty at that level.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Republicans still think it would be really
Neat.
dishonorable to switch your
Oh.
candidate at the last minute. Democrats are just like, are you fucking kidding me? We're like game planning this out every day. Like we're thinking of ways we can, like people are putting banana peels down in front of Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're
This is
like
Mario
they're like
Kart.
icing up the stage. Like he should go to Alaska more to, speak
Yeah.
more on icy
For
stages.
sure.
Like we need this guy to fall down. Like,
We need to have more public appearances outside of mine shafts or something.
I mean, that I think they're just a little more devious,
Hmm.
and they're like they're just nonstop thinking of ways that they could spin it if, and spin it in a way where like, oh my goodness, how they want you to feel maximum sorrow and empathy and sympathy for Joe Biden as they replace him, and maximum like admiration for the guy that steps in, and saves the day. Tim Pool jokes about this because he's like he describes like the ultimate ideal scenario for them is where if like Joe Biden collapses on stage and Gavin Newsom does CPR on him.
Like right then and
That's
there.
good.
And then Kamala comes up and like raises Gavin's arm in the air. It's like, yes, he did it.
Oh my
Our
God.
hero. And then literally
He did
someone
it.
comes out with a cape because they planned it.
Yeah.
And someone had a cape in the wing.
Just throw it on him. Just
Like the presidential cape.
I'm sorry, the presidential what? I didn't know that he had a
Presidential
cape.
cape. Yeah, it'll be a thing.
Yeah.
And it'll be a thing, and they'll be like, it's always been a thing. Like, what's your
Okay.
Always
problem?
been a thing. Racist.
Read a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pay attention. Why
Gosh.
don't you?
Read a book, would you?
Oh my gosh. Would ya? Would ya? Would ya? Mm.
Maybe Donald Trump should just call their bluff and just do a presidential cape himself
Yeah.
and give it like this big ass like Dracula collar and make it as daunting as like
Oh,
make it as
yeah.
just bad.
Like the
looking as-
count.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you
I
rethink?
hate the way they're treating him. What are you gonna do?
Man,
I'll
if
tell
he-
you
Be
what you can
louder,
do.
I guess. I know. I gotta get a shirt. I gotta get a MAGA hat and a shirt.
I'm kind of feeling a little bit more optimistic if he wins, because I was thinking like if he wins, like the purple hairs are going to go even more freaky and go nuts. But I think that in America in 2025,
Uh-huh.
the
We're
sentiment
sick
is
of this
like,
shit.
yeah, like shut the fuck up.
Yeah. There's a lot more people that I feel like people, I speak for myself in the category of like, I voted for Trump, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm a little bit more polite. Like, I'm not going to get in your face and tell you my thoughts because I'm not trying to push my thoughts on you. Maybe you guys I push my thoughts on. But like, I'm just saying, like, in the streets, like, I'm like, do you? I don't care what you're doing. But I think that politeness, I feel like we've had it. We've had it. I've had it. I know I've had it. I've had it.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
giving it
I
anymore.
actually hope that we can correct things with minimal backlash, because you're
Yeah.
seeing the backlash now where people are starting to be mean.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I admit it, like, yeah, just it's like, because it's like you're starting to threaten, my livelihood, my children, my,
Yeah.
what I consider like any human person considers their legacy, their children and their
Sure.
success of their children. You're starting to threaten that, and that makes people real angry on like a caveman level.
Yeah. And
People start
good.
carving clubs and pitchforks and just getting real caveman about stuff. And I hope that we can correct things with minimal backlash. 'Cause I don't really like seeing people that, most of the freaks out there just want to be their freak self, like, and just be left alone and like fly under the radar. And it's like,
Yeah.
I say freak, taking the spirit, it's which it's intended, but it's like,
Mhm.
I get that. You know, so
Yeah.
I don't like seeing those people like getting hurt and sad and like feeling bad about themselves, whatever.
Sure. Sure.
I mean, I like the you know, eventually like come out of their freakiness and like, you know,
I think that
get their
a
shit
lot
straight, but
of the mass groups that maybe were not paying attention, so they were just voting in the line that they were told that they were supposed to vote in. I think that they're starting to wake up. I think people are starting to wake up and they're just like, wait a second, like, why are my eggs all of a sudden $8 a dozen? Like, what's happening? You know what I mean? This is weird. I
oh
can't
yeah.
afford to eat. Like, that's going to be a problem. That's a problem.
It is
So,
yeah, you're so right.
and again, Cody, if you're
Isn't it
listening,
so isn't it so simple? Like
yeah,
I'll say, you know, in my, you know, 30 plus years of following politics, gas prices.
It all around, I guess,
Gas
around the gas
prices,
prices.
gas prices, egg prices, milk prices. Like
Mhm.
yeah.
it can fluctuate a little bit and it'll be fine, but man, when it fluctuates a lot, like someone's going to pay.
It's not even gonna be prices. In a couple months,
The
it's gonna be
king is going to get
shortages.
taken.
We're gonna be
Like,
standing in line trying to get it. I'm telling you, I've been saying it for years. I know I've been saying it for years, but they keep burning the plants. Like, how many chickens have to die before we realize that there's going to be a shortage?
part of
Yeah.
that is the way chickens are manufactured now
Mhm.
is like the
Is
factories burning down is kind of baked into the cost because the way that chickens are raised is like um the cheapest way possible, even
Mhm.
with, you know, losing a million chicks or whatever, because that's like I think that's like so there's this what I forget, I always forget the name of that Netflix documentary, but they did one episode on chickens, like chicken farms, and it's not uncommon if the fact if,
Oh, that Rotten Food series or whatever
yeah,
it was.
yeah, it's not uncommon even if a like a chicken plant, it's very weird because like the place where the chicks are grown isn't actually where they're born. They're like hatched in some one place, and then when they're tiny, they're delivered to these plants, right? So they're not actually born there. They're just put in this big giant room,
yeah.
and they're basically there's just like, you know, like tens of thousands
No,
of
yeah.
them,
It's horrible.
and if they get it, if like a disease hits because it just happens, they'll just kill them all.
Yeah.
They'll literally like close the doors and turn the temperature up, and it kills all the chicks in like, I don't know, hours. So even if those plants don't burn down, it's not uncommon for them to just voluntarily, like
Destroy a
necessarily,
crop.
like by need, just like destroy the entire crop or like destroy like millions of chicks or thousands, tens of thousands of chicks, because there's another place that's a lot more like hygienic, I guess, where they're like just hatching millions of more chicks in like
Mhm.
a weird chick factory. Yeah, that sounds like a good bar in the 80s.
Yeah. Let's go down to the Chick
Chick,
Factory,
hey,
y'all.
hell yeah, man.
2 for 1 drinks tonight.
Dollar PBRs. Ladies drink for free. Ladies drink for free. So yeah, even with that, like uh you can burn like that just that's just part of the game to rate. Like we eat a lot of chicken.
Yeah.
Americans eat a
If
lot of
you
chicken. Like we
They
eat a shit
say
ton of
like the
chicken.
amount of chicken and meat that we eat, like it's not adding up. Like the math isn't mathing and far as like the burgers sold, it's not mathing up.
What do you
Like
mean by that?
The
like
source,
there's
the
yeah,
ingredients, we're
like
consuming too much and
Are they putting
versus what?
fillers in or something? Like there's a lot of fillers being, yeah, I'm sure that's, I mean,
mhm,
yeah,
yeah.
that's like normal. Like you buy like, you know, a 5 pound log of ground beef and it's like 20% water. Just like they just squirt water in it. They just squirt water in at the
Yeah.
end.
Yep.
Yeah. I hope it's just water. I
Yeah,
don't
or
know.
yeah, it's not
I would
water.
stop eating McDonald's.
It's definitely not water because they're just like, well, if we're going to squirt water in the chicken breasts, we might as well add a flavor
Yeah.
enhancer to the chicken breast. Like,
Saline
Yeah.
solution.
Or
or like
some
we might as well,
antibiotics. Yeah.
or like a, well, this is, they do that before it's when it's live, but like after it's dead, they're just like, well, if we're going to put a syringe in here to bulk up the chicken with water, we might as well put in like a moisture retention agent chemical also, so that when the dads around America get around their grill this weekend, and like grilling chicken breasts, they're just like, look how plump these chicken breasts are.
Where'd you get those at, Jerry?
Look at, they're so moist. It's like, yeah, because they
Ah.
like squirted some kind of weird moisture
Saline
retention
solution.
into your chicken.
Like, really brings the flavor out.
I don't know. I
Crazy.
exaggerate a little bit, but it's like that is thing. Yeah, they're always putting stuff in there.
Look, man,
But like
they're not
the
really
hotel
chickens.
eggs,
Yeah.
hotel eggs. Like if you travel a lot and you go and you're having the breakfast, whatever. Like there's like they put wheat something. Like there's like those weird hotel breakfast buffet eggs that you get that have the weird consistency.
Yeah.
You're just like, how do they cook all these
like the
eggs? And it's
scrambled
all
eggs?
this, yeah. And it's like because it's like
It's not
40%
real
wheat.
eggs.
It's like
Yeah.
they put like some kind of weird
No.
non-egg powder in it.
Ugh.
So that
Oh my
when they
God.
put it in a cooker, like when they empty this giant bag of powdered eggs into this cooker, it like cooks up perfectly. It looks
Food is so hard for me.
it looks
When I
to
was
it looks
sick,
consistent, and it looks like
so
I don't know,
gross.
it looks like what scrambled eggs look like in the commercial, in like the Denny's commercial.
Yeah. No, I know. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know the consistency that you're talking about. That's the government eggs that they would give you. It's like powdered eggs. It's a powdered egg, is what it
But it's
is.
not like, it's not egg.
No, it's
Like
not.
it's like partial
No.
egg. It's like egg wheat mixture.
Yeah.
It's like
It's gross.
partially pulverized eggs or something like that.
They
What
just
is
Food is
literally like they
different.
just put
Food is
something that's not
changing.
eggs in it. It's like they're like, this is scrambled eggs. No, it's not. It's 60% scrambled eggs and 40% some kind of weird wheat byproduct that they put in
Yeah.
there to fill it. Like it's not
Yeah.
eggs.
No,
It's not scrambled eggs.
it's not.
Not
Don't eat it.
hydrogenated as such.
But it looks
Eat the
like the Denny's
cereal.
commercial.
Eat
So
the
I get a
cereal
scoop
that
of
they
it. I
have.
get a scoop of it, and
Don't do
I
it.
put some bacon on it.
Don't do it.
You only
Don't
live
do
once.
it.
YOLO.
Happy Father's Day. I hope you have a good Father's Day.
Yes, Christopher. I hope you have a good Father's
Thank you.
Day.
Yeah.
Same to you.
Yeah. You're one of the real
I
ones.
hope every Sunday is good.
Yeah.
We'll see. My son's not talking to me now because I took away his Xbox for the entire weekend.
Well,
So yeah, like I
That's
said,
all
it's
right.
hard to be
scooter or his
cruel.
motorcycle or
No, his motorcycle is fully functional.
He could go talk to
Yeah.
the ladies, bro. I hear he's
He's
quite the
allowed
ladies
to get
man.
on that and go ride off or whatever, but
Into the sunset.
Yeah.
not allowed to play video games for the weekend. And now it's like I don't exist.
It's all right. One
Oh,
day
well.
you'll understand. Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, I'm good.
The quiet weekend, that's exactly what you want, right?
I'm very all I care about. And I tell him this. All I care about is the end product. I told him,
Yeah.
I want you to be
That's
bigger, better, everything more than me. Like I told him that literally, like every quality I have, I want you to be better. Like just be better.
Yeah.
Physically, I want you to be taller, stronger, more fit, whatever.
He wanted to be
Mentally-
more passionate.
Mentally, morally. I
Mm.
told him, like,
Yeah.
I want you to be better in every aspect.
Nice.
Like we're not
Nice.
competing. I'm not like being harsh on you to
No.
compete. I'm being harsh on you to just literally like, I want you to be better. Like, just want you to be better at
Yeah.
everything than me. So my girls too.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, I hope you all have a good day. I'm not sure what we're going to do. I'm trying to get a new air compressor and nail gun kit.
Hell yeah, man.
Yes. Yeah. I can't wait.
Nice. Nice.
Go out there and
So-
get your
Fingers
fucking projects
crossed.
on.
Fingers
Yeah,
crossed.
Yeah.
just don't
Fingers
finger
not
them.
crossed.
Not even sure what I'll need it for, but it's
You'll
Right.
find
You
an
know
excuse
what?
to use it.
need it. Well, I've
You know
seen
what?
Lethal Weapon.
Come the end of times, you might need it for, protection. Who
Yeah,
knows?
Lethal Weapon.
I saw it. I saw it. I know
I think it was
exactly what
Lethal
you're talking
Weapon.
about.
Was it 2?
Yes, you
They're doing
press it up against someone's
renovations.
temple. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yep. With the plastic sheet. Yep.
Or you put it down on their foot first so you could, staple them in place, nail them in
And
place.
all the grown-ups and all the squares back then in the late 80s were just like, a nail gun doesn't really work like that.
Yeah, it does.
I don't care
Yeah.
because mostly you have to be pressed up again. It's like you can't just shoot a nail gun like 20 feet across the room.
Great if you
Okay,
could.
whatever.
I don't care if it does or not. It did.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's all that
It
matters.
did for him.
Yeah. And if you're trying to nail something, what are you gonna do?
Mhm. Anyway, y'all have a great
Well,
one.
happy Friday.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Happy
Get it on,
Friday.
everybody. Do what you
Get
want.
it on.
Get it on and do what you want. That's right. I left that part out in the beginning. Remember that. We do what we want.
Happy Friday.
We appreciate your support.
Thank you, everybody. Take care.
Bye-bye.